Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because of your kindness. You have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. Don't forget you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there as always. You can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like a higher speed. Okay, so hello. Today I'm using the Halloween deck because I love it. And I'm wearing orange, so I have an excuse. This is the literal deck I bought when I was in college. 80 bazillion years ago. And I don't know how it has survived, but it has. Here we are. Okay. On today's episode, JD Vance was allegedly caught on tape throwing a temper tantrum about Elon Musk, that he's going to scream until he's thick. Will Team Trump undo the Biden era lower drug prices? Yikes. And a little look at modern gardening, victory gardens. Is it going to be a thing, or specifically a democratic thing? So Crisco says my college deck. There you go. Was it yours too, or you're just laughing at me? That, yeah, there's a black cat somewhere on every card in this, kind of going with you. Every deck has a black cat. Lightly Nance. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Stormageddon. Baby Stormageddon. I just bought that deck. I'm so glad. Baby Stormageddon. His name is Stormageddon. Her name is Susan, and her name is Susan, and she wants you to accept her life choices. The similar thing. Okay, so we're gonna jump in with. We actually have. There is a recording. All right, there are actually a couple of recordings that are suddenly floating around. Mercury retrograde. Remember, I've explained how the thing about Mercury retrograde is it takes a few step backs and see, did I miss something? Is there something back here? So you get these recordings out of the past. You get information out of the past. So some are saying it's AI, but apparently some other people, like, they're having trouble verifying where these recordings may have come from, because there's one of Vance, there's one of Elon, but Sarah was trying to research, and apparently there are some credible sources of information who have like checked the recording and said it's not AI, but we don't know where it's from. So at, well, let's just say 3 minutes in, because I want people to understand that we're still humming and hawing. Debsy says it's the background noise that makes me think it's real. There we go. Thank you, Norma. Hello, Lisa. All right, so I have a recording. All right, I have this off of Blue Sky, I believe. So let me pull this for a second so I can pull this up. And we'll see if it is a little hard to hear, but if you can make the screen big, that's also what it's saying. What he's saying is what's written below on this image. And the last paragraph is really the I'm all bigly mad. He's not important. I'm important. I mean, yeah. So, all right. So this is, if you can hear it.
He's getting criticized in the media, and he says that he's helping, and he's not. He's making us look bad. He's making me look bad. And I'll tell you this, and he wouldn't like it if I said it, but he's not even in America. He is from South Africa, and he's cosplaying as this great American leader in a room that has the portraits of some of the greatest men that ever lived in this country. And he has the audacity to act like he is an elected official. I am an elected official. I am the important one in this situation, not him. So if he wants to tank the economy and his cars, maybe that's what he deserves.
Well, I am an elected official. I am the important one in this situation, not him. So if he wants to tank the economy and his cars, maybe that's what he deserves. He's not even an American. He's from South Africa. And he's cosplaying as this great American leader in a room that has portraits of some of the greatest men that ever lived in this country. And he has the audacity to act like he's the elected official. Oh my God. I mean, like, oh my God. The audacity. I'm the important one here. Yeah. Amy says, seems authentic. He can't sit with us. Mm-mm. He's not the important one. I'm the important one. Good night. Oh, Norma, I know people are drained from politics, but this channel is the only one that makes me feel not alone and has high ethical standards. Thank you, Autumn. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh no, it isn't that it isn't that Vance has no point in what he's saying. It's just that, and the entitlement and the brattiness and the he's not important. I'm important. Now, we can't get verification about this. All right, let's just do a few cards first on the recording itself. I don't know why I am getting a mental image of clockwork. Like steampunk clockwork. Almost steampunk clockwork. So that might just be a physical recording rather than something that was put together on a computer. Don't know. Kat says it's not AI. He really is that petty. Well, that's one of the things, because even if none of it's real, because the other recording of the one with Musk is he's it's done for. Tesla's done for. And the only reason I really question the validity of that one is because Dumpy is consoling him. The narcissist is it would be all right. It'll be all right. It's not dismissive enough, but okay. Hey, Lynott, I think Anonymous pulled that during a hack. I don't know. So, justice. Where did it come from? And like I said, it could be AI. It could, honestly, it could be completely made up. And I'm not I'm not here to say 100% yes, one way or the other. It's interesting that there's nothing in it that surprises us. In a sense, it's only like, even if it's fake, it's just a reenactment of things we've already heard. It's completely believable. Oh, Rose Blue, thank you. Rose Blue, just keep crying, sissy, SpaceX. Whew. Okay, so I love these cards. All right, Eight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Two of Swords, Page of Cups. The only way this could get better, honestly, is if it could be proven that this is a recording made by the Russians. See, this is a partnership. It's certainly bringing us together. And there's a choice. The Page of Cups. This, well, it's heartening. I don't have major arcana here, though. And whoever made it or showed everybody, exposed it with whatever resources they were using, and this is major arcana, they're not going to be like, yeah, it was me. So Amy Collins says most of the AI voices are often too perfect. The other test would be sourcing provenance. There you go. Well, I don't know how far we're going to get with that. So, but no, there's nothing new here. But yeah, this is just, honestly, this is almost like a little, in the rapids, this is almost like just a little pause, just a little stop on one of the flat rocks to just catch our breath and be like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's not surprising. Yes, they're awful. He's awful. Canadian Dry, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. So this is 10 of Wands. So that's a burden. We know they're burdened. And Vance is awful. We know that. But 10 of Cups, 8 of Cups. Yeah, we will forget about this, or it will rarely come up in the future. But it's worth looking at. All right, we have lots and lots of your questions here. So next, let's look at something a little happier before we get into the, or potentially happier before we get into the, scary. 14 minutes in. I did watch most of Petty Boots last night. Always great. Good to see Johnny there. But one of the things they were talking about early on was cost of food and eggs, and Rebecca is putting in her garden. So, and she's in California, so her growing season is a little bit longer than ours is here in Chicago. Although instead of being a zone 7 like everywhere around us, because of the heat and whatnot coming off of the city, we're actually this little island of zone 6. So soon, I need to get on with it. But I'm just wondering if gardening, victory gardens, Is this going to become a more mainstream thing, or specifically among Democrats? I've been watching some videos on permaculture gardening instead of victory gardening. It has to do with a lot of companion planting and mixing up the plants so you don't end up with just these rows of monoculture. But is this going to be a thing? Some people, well, the more wealthy people, of course, they're not going to need it. And that's right in the middle. The dynasty, those with money, they pay whatever. But these policies, Knight of Wands, these Trump policies actively going forward, this is happy families. This is the card of happy families. With people all together. And notice it's almost like they've got things to pluck in the back garden. I know they're lights, but. So maybe this will be more of a thing amongst Democrats. Becca said she doesn't have the space, or she'd have chickens and cows and. The deportations. 500,000 people, 500,000 legal immigrants have to leave within the next month. And that's not going to have an effect on the economy? Really? Mm-hmm. Sun. And this is, and it's sitting, shuffled, and it's sitting above the 10 of Cups card. Card for the reading is the Sun. In this case, this is the people who are going out and picking the crops and working the farms. So I'm not getting an overabundance of the cards I would expect if it was going to become really, really dire. But it's not going to be easy. We are burdened by the far right policies. Page of Cups. Some of us have had container plants, container gardening for years as we moved from apartment to apartment to apartment. But this is the first time I've ever had raised beds. So this is new. This is more novice energy. It's not just me. I've grown a lot of things in pots. Tomatoes, of course, roses, you name it. But 4 of bats is the 4 of swords, so quiet. Page of swords, and then the Chariot. So yeah, we know there's stuff coming. Big changes coming through government policies, through aftershocks of government policies. All right, so it's not going to be the thing, but I think people who lean in that direction anyway are probably gonna go there. Grace has used yard debris to fill the raised beds first, then soil on top. Thank you. What was I going to say? Something I was going to say. Can't remember. All right, moving on. Okay, here we go. So Mary was asking about how the Biden administration negotiated lower drug prices. This is at 2020. The Biden administration was able to negotiate lower drug prices on some prescription medications. Most haven't taken effect yet, and I love this. Will the Mump regime take away that benefit? The Mump regime. Chef's kiss. That was awesome. Prescription drugs. Yeah, I don't know what I would do without good RX. Seriously. I'm just fortunate it's available through that. For 3 months, I ended up paying like $25. I take one prescription. And it said without discount, it was $534. So, thank you, Gore. Well, you know, Trump, his thing is to undo anything that Obama or Biden did. Oh no! Bridget says, I looked at my inhaler and just cried. Oh no! One man couldn't pay for his. Oh. His college age didn't ask for help from his parents. I am so sorry. Ms. Gibson says, my brother is diabetic. His insulin was $25 a month. Now it's $400 a month. Yeah. Brutal. Brutal. Three of Pumpkins. Well, it's not like pharmaceutical lobbyists don't have any power in Washington. There's the plan. Eight of Cups. This is generally the person in red walking away from the kind of unfinished wall of cups. I want to hope that means that this is more of a, yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. I won't get around to it, whatever, rather than actively go after it. Five of Cups in the middle, that's disappointment. Queen of Cups, that's medical. This is just all of our medical needs. But I do have it does end with the Hangman. Suspension. It doesn't feel imminent, though. For what it's worth. Why did anyone vote for these people? I don't get it. I don't get it. Mark says, I worked for pharma for 35 years. What a big scam. Nora says, so glad we're in this crazy nightmare together. Thank you, Autumn, for your daily dose of hope. Thank you. Thank you. Back up here. Hello, Warrior Witch. We were asking about the prescription drug prices that may have come down under Biden a little bit, but yeah, I wish I had better news. But it doesn't feel like he's actively, imminently trying to knock that down. But I wouldn't. It's very worrying. That's what I got. Sorry. Chris Cool says, alert, do not plant wheatgrass in your raised garden. It will take over and never go away. Also keep sage completely separate too. Oh, well, thank you. My understanding is also mint. Yeah. I mean, all I've done is container gardening, so I've always been able to corral the mint. But boy, oh boy. Music Mansion, hey, it's been a minute. What's worse is they voted for Dumpy twice. Yes. Oh, Lisa, I am so sorry. So sorry. All right. So, Jennifer Parr had a question at 26 minutes in about elections. 26. Has the technology been tweaked by Muck and the musketeers? So, or muskrats? So elections can have their desired outcome. How widespread is this considering the tech bros have their dirty hands in Medicare, IRS, etc.? All right, so they well and truly gotten their dirty hands into the elections. Oh, that's a point. You are absolutely correct, Giovanna. They voted for him 3 times. Yeah. All right. We are going to vote regardless. And we're going to try to get all of the Democrats out for every election in the highest possible numbers. All Democratic hands on deck. Vote. Please. Every local election, every national election, please, oh, please vote. And no, it's not easy. Okay, it's not all bad. Knight of Swords. These, the muskrats and the tech bros. Yeah, they're trying to make a mess of things, but we're still here and we're still voting. There is chaos, but it ends with Democrats being elected, a new start. More democratic power. This is a new start right here for Democrats because of the chaos created. So they may be attempting some shenanigans, entertainment only YouTube, but it just looks like we just refuse to be bamboozled. We refuse to be cowed. We refuse to stay home. Yeah. This is my snapdragons are sprouting. Oh, wonderful. Okie dokie. All right, at 29:15, our friend Claude was asking, will the U.S. eventually successfully make amends toward Canada after Dumpy? I hope so. Oh, thank you for trying, Joyce. Thank you. Thank you for trying to vote. There's technology coming. There's big technology coming. I'm getting a I don't know if you've seen those pictures of parts of the border between the U.S. and Canada, there's just this empty swath cut through between in the middle of a forest, and just miles and miles and miles of just like grassy area where they keep all the trees cut down. And I'm just getting a mental image of one of those areas, but there are mechanisms. There's more technology. Fool. This is why we're having trouble in the first place. The big, ugly orange fool. The J for genius, maroon, ultramaroon. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. We had all these trade agreements. And it isn't even just like a one-way thing where it's like, oh, we want your steel, therefore you send us your steel or your paper or whatever it is, and then we just use it. Quite often it's whichever side has the raw materials may ship it across the border to get it partially manufactured into something, or that's a piece of something, which then gets sent back, which gets made, and it might even go back again. So it's just back and forth, and there's a lot of that over the border. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Eight of Wands, Tower, and Justice. I think we will be able to earn respect. The U.S., we will be able to earn respect back in the world, but there's some big changes coming. I'm hoping. Let's ask: is this Tower and Justice? Is this falling on Dumpy and his administration? Got a quick look at that. Do 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 do. Aaron Parnas, the reporter, he's actually physically gone down to Panama. So he was like, I want to see myself. Is there? And he's talking to Panamanians, and he's talking to people who work at the locks, and he's going around and is there really an overwhelming Chinese influence here? Is there really? And he said so far he's really not seeing it. And the Panamanians are very proud of that connection being in their country, and they're very proud of it. So yeah. But I wanted to let you know that Aaron Parnas, he's so good, and he's really getting out there, and he's a great reporter. Good information. So that Tower and those major arcana cards, are those aimed at Dumpy? Yeah, I've got Democrats celebrating. The super rich and corrupt, sitting pretty, but then there's a Justice card. Queen of Cups in the middle, Democrats being elected, but MAGA doesn't go away. But there's strength on both sides. Do not let them make you disheartened or make you feel like, oh, there's nothing we can do. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, they've influenced the election. There's no point in voting. Yes, there is. And if all the Democrats go out and vote, oh, they will hear us roar at the ballot box. Absolutely. So, all right. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. random Easter egg cuteness. There is someone calling, I'm guessing it's a her, I don't know, but there's someone calling themselves Skylar. That's their username. I'll put the link down in the comments underneath the video when I do post-production. Came out with this short that I laughed out loud. I was like, I have to tell everybody, and I have to. So I'm giving full credit to Skylar for this. And we're just it's just a short. It's a little short, and the camera's on her cat. He's just there, and the caption on the screen reads, how my cat explains how she got here. And you hit play, and it's a little piece of a song. And the lyrics are, I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and made me breakfast. Yeah. I've had that song in my head all day now. All right. Okay, good. So we'll move on to $30, $36.45. Oh, good. I made you laugh. All right. Miss Gibson was asking, is anyone in Congress going to be held accountable for helping Dumpy go against the Constitution? No one could do what he's doing alone. Not now. I'm sorry. I had that. Yeah, I've had that song stuck in my head ever since I saw the thing. It was awesome. Anyway, there has to be that new start first. Knight of Swords. So this is aggressive. All the damage that Muck and the Muckrats and the Republicans and MAGA have done in the government under Trump. But this is Democrats celebrating it, our new start or improved position. The far right on the defensive. Then I've got the Sun and the Devil. And again, what I've got is we're going along, and then boom, again, more major arcana. More shock. Devil. Tower. There's change. There is some kind of shock or change coming, and I don't know exactly what form it's going to take, because I think it's astrological, so there are various things happening. It's just a matter of, it could be this day or that day or that day, and the things build up over time. Saturday, where's my notebook? This Saturday is not only Patreon, it's my little notebook. Not only is it Patreon, so if you're a patron, you can come on screen. We all talk directly to each other, or you can stay in the chat if you want, but you can put faces to names and whatnot. But it's also the partial solar eclipse. So I put this tape here. And it's at 8 degrees of Aries. Again, more Aries energy. And if that wasn't enough, because that's Saturday, the 29th, Sunday, the 30th, Neptune goes into Aries. Yeah. So this is 8 degrees away from where the solar eclipse is the day before, but we've been waiting for this. This is another, according to astronomers, the outermost planet is Neptune. And when it changes signs, that's a big deal. And it's going into martial Aries. Doesn't mean we're going under martial law, but it does mean our collective sense of self, the ideals we live by, the stories we tell ourselves, the atmosphere, the things that are non-tangible, art, spirituality, but it can be fashion. It can be, just a lot of, and not specifics about fashion, that's more Libra, but the kind of the atmosphere overall is going to be much more get up and go, move, act, that sort of thing. Matter of fact, I should be noting this down at 43. Neptune goes into Aries on Sunday, the day after a partial solar eclipse, also in Aries. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, it doesn't have to mean warfare. It's a symbol of, it's a symbol that when I look at, with the astrographics where I'm talking about like each of the signs, each of the wedges around the zodiac, Aries is the battlefield. It doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't have to mean war. It can be the pioneering spirit. It can be going first, things related to the head. But it's definitely active, and it tends to act before it thinks. And on the negative side, every sign has a high vibration, low vibration, good stuff, bad stuff, depending on how you're using the energy. So there is this energy, and again, this is a change. It takes. It takes a long time for Neptune to go around the sun. So I know I'm tripping over my words right now, but exactly where which. Get ready for a lot more war movies and such in entertainment. Yeah, war movies. Perhaps more martial fashion. That ebbs and that waxes and wanes. But there's a lot more get up and go. So I suspect that even Democrats will be a lot less appeasing, a little more confrontational, a little more brash. So that's what I'm expecting. Protests, that could be it, Kelly. But it's not even so much. It can be protests, but the big thing about Neptune is things that are immaterial. Because if you think of Neptune, it god of water, you put something in water, what does it do? It dissolves. So, but it's Saturn is behind Neptune, moving along faster than Neptune because it's closer in to the sun. And Saturn is moving on up to catch up with Neptune. And that is all about making things physical. That is all about hard work, not the life of the party. The get to work on time, watch the clock, get the work done. They're in some respects they're opposites, but they're going to conjunct this summer. And that conjunction, the outer planets, Jupiter's considered an outer planet, but really Saturn is an outer planet, definitely. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. All four of those outer planets will have just moved into new signs and will all be aspecting each other by this summer. And I want to say next summer, Jupiter will get involved as well. So, although I think Saturn moves on. I don't know why. I'm just stumbling over my words today. But there's big energy. And so this is a big deal. Because we've already had Pluto move into Aries. Pluto move into Aquarius. So we've had one of the outer planets change signs. And now we have Neptune. And we're just waiting for the other two this summer. So Lewis says, sounds like a rip-roaring good time. Yes. Warrior Witch is saying Neptune in Aries, more militant religion and cults. Could be. Could be. But it's not a guarantee. And so I talk about battlefield, that kind of thing, when I'm trying to teach astrology, but it's just a mnemonic device. You can have Aries people who are, they're absolutely not confrontational. They're not in your face. They're not. But perhaps what you'll find is they want to be first. They compete with themselves. And in general, they do not sit around just going, woe is me. So, yes, Mark, Saturday is a big day, astrologically. Yeah. Warrior Witch is asking, aren't these outer planet configurations the same as when the American and French revolutions happened? That's Pluto and Aquarius, certainly. I'd have to have my notes in front of me. I'm trying to juggle way too much in my head right now. We'll talk more about it because we've got the week. So Innocent Potato says Representative Jasmine Crockett is a strong Aries woman. We need her energy. Oh yeah. And true, Anne, all the planets make the person. Yes, there can be, yes. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, as you know. I'm a Scorpio, but I don't always have super intense Scorpio energy because I have a Sagittarius stellium, I've got a Cancer moon, I've got a Gemini rising. So, yeah. So, all right. Like a wake-up call. I like that, Sherlock Holmes. Okay. Hello, Salty Chip. Okie dokie. So. Make sure, let me see, is there something I need? It's maybe time sensitive. Some of these questions I am going to roll over to tomorrow, but okay, this at 4940. This is something Cash Peters was talking about, but also is potentially something that could save Tesla is their robots. Cash Peters was reading on It's not Blue Origin. That's Amazon. That's Bezos. Atlas. General Dynamics. Boston Dynamics. Again, I don't know what's going on with my head today, but I was looking at the two main robots for each, and he was getting better energy for the Tesla autonomous robot. So, will robots save Tesla? Boston Dynamics. Thank you, Val. Thank you. Thank you, Salty Chip. Optimus. That's it, Winnie Boo. That's the name of their... Yeah, because it's nothing like stealing... nothing like stealing cultural things that already exist. So, will Tesla robots save Tesla? Sometimes I feel sorry for Nikola Tesla. It's like all this stuff named after him. All this stuff named after him. And he was not a people person. Oh, I do think absolutely robots will start taking over menial jobs. It's going to take time. Yes, Louis. Klatu, Barada, Nikto. Burden, trying to make it work. I think it was Hal Sparks who was saying that one of the tests was basically on a movie lot, and it's like, well, yeah, because that gives you all kind of space to set up things behind the scenes, because the buildings are fake. Dodgy, and Tesla itself, that company's not in great shakes. There's been action by, Dumpy having a car commercial in front of the White House, but there's a lot of sleepless nights. And this is shareholders. This is people who work for the company. Ace of Pumpkins, that could be an influx of capital, start of something new material, but it feels like an influx of capital. But you have to wait until you get the Knight of Cups. These feel tied together. So I guess it's interesting that the one thing that could save Tesla potentially is Democratic leaders, in the same way that the main people who were buying Teslas before Musk got involved in politics, there were a lot of Democrats, people who care about the environment, people who want electric vehicles. And one of the reasons that Tesla's suffering so much is so many Democrats just like, I'm out. Yep. Okay, so all right, actually that is going to do it for me for today, because any of these others I'd really have to dig into. So I'm going to carry over the one questions I didn't get to, but thank you so much for joining me here. I really appreciate it. All right, so it is 1:02 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel with Sarah. You're always welcome to join the sprints and work on whatever you need to work on. We just want to encourage you on whatever it is. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I keep showing up. So thank you. You're not alone. Please remember you're not alone. We are in this together. And believe it or not, there are good days ahead. They're out there. All right. So, yes, Lewis, have a great Monday, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see you later, as always.